Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is a video response to Simon from the Hermit's Caves hashtag of 50 Quick Questions 2019 just for fun. And I thought, well, I will do this just for fun. I've got a moment, and I thought I'd seize the opportunity to record my answers to these questions. So, there are 50 questions, so let's not delay, let's get on with answering them. And the questions are, firstly, question 1. Have you ever changed your clothes while in a vehicle? No, I haven't. Not that I can remember. Question 2. What do you want to do before you die? Live a few more decades, preferably. But no, I just want to live life. I just want to recognize and seize opportunities for growth, for new experiences. And when I look back, there are things that, you know, I can always look as to that I wish I'd recognized the opportunities that were there at the time that I didn't take. I mean, you always remember the things that the regrets that you have is not necessarily what you did, although there's a couple of things that perhaps I might regret. But a lot of the time, it's the things that I didn't do for whatever reason, missed chances, and so now before I do leave this current life, I want to make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead. So that's what I want to do. 3. Are you single? Yes. 4. What's one thing you will not eat? Well, apart from yellow snow, and that's what I'll say on that. I don't know if out here, at least in the UK, there used to be, I don't know if there still is, something called tripe, which was basically the lining of a sheep's stomach, and it used to be a dish. It used to be like a slice of and my granddad used to have it, my grandfather used to have it. He used to have vinegar on it and everything, and he used to, and I tried a bit in the texture and the tail. I can't stand it. I didn't even want to think about it, so I won't eat tripe or anything like that. Really, anything too chewy, fatty, that kind of thing. 5. What colour is your underwear? Mixture of white and blue today. 6. When is the last time you went out of England? I haven't left England. I've been around England. I've been to Cornwall, and some people in Cornwall would like to think as Cornwall as a separate part or all on their own, but it is still a county in England still. So no, I haven't been outside of England. 7. Who was your last received call? It was from my aunt, my dad's sister. 8. Have you ever drank milk straight out of the carton? Yes, I have. Not recently, but yes, I have. Certainly in my younger days, all the time, and often used to get told off by my mother for doing that as well. Number 9. What was your last holiday or vacation? If for those in the States, it's not just a day off. It's going away for a period of time. That's what we mean a vacation, like an annual vacation. And it was. I went with my parents. It would be about 7 years ago. An actual for 2 weeks on the east coast of England, and I went there for 2 weeks with them, and that must be about 7 or 8 years ago. I've been out for things, you know, for a day, go a trip out for the day and things like that. But the actual vacation, it was away at the coast with my parents about 8 years ago. 10. Can you hula hoop? I would say no at to these days. I can't remember if I ever could. It's not something that I think I tried it. I think we did it. I think we did it at school when I was really, at some point. But I can't remember how well I did. Not very well, probably. I think sometimes I managed it. But these days, it's finding a hoop large enough to fit around my waist. That's the trick today. 11. Have you ever crawled through a window? No, I haven't. See above for the reason that I might struggle to fit through a window, depending how big or how small the window is. 12. Ever skinny dipped? No, not lived, have I? Well, I'm missing note a lot of these things. See, missed opportunities. And 13. Have you sang karaoke? Karaoke. There, I've sung karaoke. No, no, I haven't. I've not gone for going up, standing up, and doing things like that. 14. Was today better than yesterday? Actually, today is quite good. Yesterday was good as well, actually. Is today better than yesterday? Well, the way I look at it is today's always the best, no matter, because it's what you're living now. Even the best of days that have gone by, they've gone by, they don't exist except as a memory, but what you're doing now is you're living in the moment, and so in that sense today is better. But if you're having a general overview, they're about the same, so pretty good. 15. Is anybody getting on your nerves? Not at the moment, no, actually. 16. Do you talk to yourself? Yes, all the time. And I have arguments with myself, and I don't always win. But yes, I do. 17. Would you kiss the last person you kissed again? Depends on your definition what kind of kiss, but it's so long ago since I've actually kissed anyone, so I can't even remember who it would be. So it's probably somebody right in the past, and they're in the past for a reason. So probably no, I wouldn't. Of course, family members, you kiss on the cheek, things like that. But yeah, then yes, of course. 18. How many languages can you speak? Well, I speak English. Hopefully, you're understanding me speaking English, and I did very well with French at school, and I wouldn't say I was fluent. I'm certainly very rusty these days. But if other than English, I can get by in French, and I know some bits, some phrases from other languages too. But it's mainly English. I don't get much opportunity to use other languages. So 19. Ever waxed your eyebrows? No, never waxed anything. So there's the short answer to that. 20. What's the last gift you received? Oh, that's a good question. The last gift I received. Now, what would that be? It would be like a birthday gift. From family, something like that. Sometimes I get money as a gift. That might be the last thing I received as a gift. Yeah. 21. Are you mad at anybody? Any particular person? And at the moment, no. I'm actually feeling quite chilled out about things, actually. There's situations I get mad at, things that are frustrating, things you see on the news, situations and that you think you can get a bit angry at, and that's not right, that shouldn't be happening. But even, I mean, it's unless you're going to do something about it, it's holding on to that is pointless, really, and just brings your energy down as well. So, but at the moment, I'd say no, I'm not mad at anybody in particular. 22. Ever received detention? No, I haven't. Either, and I'll leave you to decide, either I was really, really good and never did anything wrong, or I was just so good I never got caught. Leave you to decide between the two. 23. Ever cried listening to music? No, not listening to music. I do. It can move me emotionally, but I can't remember ever crying in response to music. Or was there a time when there was a particular song? But I do. I have cried at films. A good film with lots of good drama and acting and good, things going on there. Situations in a film or TV program that has moved me to tears. And especially hearing about real life events of things that people have done, things that, usually with a good ending where somebody's done something outstanding and it's like you're moved to tears in a good way. So, but I can't remember specifically with music. 24. Do you use smiley faces on the computer a lot? Yeah, well, I have to say on a computer, but when texting, when chatting online and stuff like that, I have started to a lot more than what I used to. So mainly in response to other people that do, I've sort of gotten into the habit of responding likewise. So I do, yes. 25. What are you doing tonight? Well, apart from recording this video, I should be spending an hour watching TV with my father, as I normally do, and then I shall be relaxing, doing some reading, maybe playing with my tarot cards, and just basically playing it by ear. What time is it? Well, at the moment, right now, as I answer this question, here in the UK, it is 7:45 at night, in the evening. 7:45 p.m. UK time. 27. Are you loud? You can judge. I can be loud. Yes, I can be loud. But when it's funny. In a one-to-one, in a conversation, I can be loud. In certain situations, I'm very reserved and shy and can hold back and be very quiet. But once I actually have feeling comfortable and can talk, I can be loud. And because I live with my father, who's a little bit hard of hearing, I do get into the habit of speaking a bit louder than normal. And sometimes when I go and speak to other family members that aren't so hard of hearing, my aunt, who I referred to earlier, was making the last phone call, will tell me to lower the volume a bit because I'm not used to that. She'll say, you're not talking to your father now. You don't have to shout. So I talk loud out of habit, and I have to tone it down. But yes, I can be loud, and particularly when I feel passionate about something, I can talk very loudly. So that was a very long way of saying yes to that answer. 28. What are you looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Halloween, Samhain. I'm just looking forward to the opportunities that are going to come as I move forward. 29. Do you watch Family Guy regularly? Never seen Family Guy. I know about Family Guy. I've heard of Family Guy, but I've never actually sat and watched Family Guy. 30. Have you ever watched a little kids show? Well, yes, when I was a little kid, but also as grown up, I have occasionally watched some of the kids programs on TV, but sometimes they're better than the adult programs. Let's be honest. 31. What does your last inbox text say? I'm not sure without looking. It's something to do. Oh, it was a text from my aunt saying see you tomorrow, because I'm going to go and take her something tomorrow. So that's what it was. 32. Are you wearing socks? Yes, I am. 33. Were you born during the last century? Alas, yes, I was. I wasn't born at the year 2000. I wasn't born in the 21st century that we're now in. I was born a few decades ago. You know, at the start of the 70s, 1970 was when I was born. So that tells you how old I am. So, and that was definitely very much in the last century. So, 34. What is your religion? I'd like to class it more as my spirituality. I don't. Religion's a bit too organised and conjures. I mean, I've been involved in religion with Christianity in the past, but now it's more of a spiritual thing, a bit more free and less, you know, restrictive. So sort of like nature-based, pagan, kind of open to all sorts of experiences and beliefs now. 35. What's something you have nightmares about? Do you know, I don't have a lot of nightmares. I don't normally. I'm not normally conscious of having dreams very much, although some. But I think being buried alive was one at one point. Getting lost and not being able to find my way back from somewhere, things like that. But I don't really have a lot of nightmares, fortunately. 36. Have you ever been on a roller coaster? I have, a couple of times. It's not really something that I particularly love, but I've tried it, you know, I've done it. But I don't tend to go on roller coasters, not now as well. At 37. Do you care what others think about you? I think we all do, don't we? I do. I like to, particularly those people that matter to me. The people, I'm not saying that there are people that don't matter to me, in the sense that, I mean the people close to me, the people that I do value the opinions of, and I'd like to think that, you know, they think good things about me. It's a natural thing, isn't it? But as I get older, and as I'm growing in my life experience and spirituality, I'm coming to the conclusion that you just need to start to, you know, you need to care less about what other people think. You know, as long as you're not being a you know, a total idiot about things. You know, if you're just being you and you're being true to yourself and people don't like it, well, that's their problem, not yours. And that's what I'm learning more and more and more. So, 38. What do you do all the time in a car? All the time in a car. I drive one. When I'm driving, you know, I pay attention to the road and all the things that you do when you're driving a car. But occasionally, when I am a passenger in a car as well, you know, or when I've been sort of I like to look out the window, particularly if we're going somewhere new, somewhere different. I like to go and look at the scenery as we're passing, you know, and just looking at the world outside and imagining all sorts of things that might be going on there and things like that in my head. 39. Do you trust people easily? Not as easily these days. I used to, and it used to get me into trouble. Now I do trust still, but not so quickly. But if I make a connection with you, and I get a good vibe, and I will build that trust. It's a two-way thing as well, because I don't expect people to trust me so easily either. You know, I think it's that trust comes through a to and fro in a relationship, and you know, sometimes you know, I like to think that I can trust someone until they give me a reason not to, but at the same time, I always have things from the past where I've trusted and, you know, got burnt by it, that plays on my mind as well, that holds me back sometimes. But I do like to be a bit more pragmatic and try and trust someone up into, you know, with little steps first of all, and then build that trust and go from there. 40. Do you watch football? Occasionally, and by football, uh, I mean English football, I mean soccer as it's sometimes known. I will watch that with my dad sometimes. But I'm not really an avid football fan. It's mainly just to, it's the way I can connect and chat with my dad as we're watching football, usually, mainly on the TV. What was the last place? 41. Where was the last place you went shopping? That was this morning. We went to a supermarket to do some food shopping. That was in a local supermarket called Tesco. 42. Favourite football team? Don't have one. I support the English, the national English football team in international competitions. But as I say, I don't particularly support very strongly anything. I'm not really into sports a lot. 43. Do you watch the Olympics? Yet another sports question. But the Olympics, yes, I do, because there are some sports I like watching. And when the Olympics is on, either the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics, and I do actually like the Winter Olympics. I like to see the ski jumping and tobogganing and that kind of thing, and I like to watch the Summer Olympics. The swimming's good to watch, the cycling and of various other things, the basketball, different things like that. And I like to watch the Paralympics as well. So I do watch them, and when it was here in the UK in London 2012, I watched a lot of the coverage of it that we had a lot of here. So yes. 44. The last bar you went to? I don't normally go to bars or pubs or anything, but the last bar I went to was actually in Nottingham for the Tarot UK Tarot meetup, and we went to the old Trip to Jerusalem that's there, the oldest pub in England or whatever, that's actually in Nottingham. If you watch Simon's channel, you'll know all about it. And we went there, and that was the last bar I went to. So 45. Do you have a favourite number? I like 7. I like number 7, lucky 7. 7 is my birth number. Numerologically, with my birth date, comes down to 7. I also like 3 as well for some reason, but 7. And 46. Are you multitasking right now? Well, in the sense that I'm reading the questions and talking to the camera, if that counts as multitasking, then yes. But other than that, how could anybody be multitasking if all they're doing is recording a video and answering questions? I'm not juggling at the same time. I'm not cooking dinner while I'm doing the video or anything like that. So I'm not sure, what that question refers to. 47. Do you believe in love at first sight? I believe in a connection at first sight. That there can be an instant connection, an attraction, a connection. But I think love comes from developing that relationship later. The love grows. I think it's difficult to love something you don't yet know, or someone you don't yet know enough about. But you can feel a connection there of something, but you're not quite sure yet until you start to go with it more and get and develop that connection more. So love at first sight, not so sure, don't think so, but connection at first sight, yes. 48. Do you believe in karma? Yes, I do. Sometimes it takes a while coming, and in some situations you think it should hurry up a bit, particularly a situation that's going on you don't like, and you wish that a certain person that's causing trouble would get some karma. But then you have to think that you are just as susceptible to suffering from karma as anybody else, and would you want it to happen as severely and as quickly to you? And when it's someone else on the receiving end, you say, yeah, it's about time they had some karma. And when it's us, it's like, oh, be gentle. but I do believe you reap what you sow. 49. How is the weather today? It's been a good day. It's been quite sunny. It's been fairly warm for the time of year, and it's been okay. But we are starting to get a feeling the temperature drop a little bit now into the autumn kind of weather. And 50, the last question, what's the stupidest thing you ever did with your cell phone? Well, that was falling asleep with my phone, and somehow I called a friend. I must have pressed a quick dial something by accident. It called a friend, and while I was sleeping, so I did it in my sleep, and it was a good close friend. It wasn't some and he ended the call and everything, and after a bit, and he was trying to get my attention. We couldn't realise what had happened, and afterwards he said, what happened there? I could hear you snoring away. You were so fast asleep, and you called me while you were asleep. So I knew you were asleep. I could tell. So I knew you'd done it while in your sleep. So that to me is the stupidest thing that I've ever done with my cell phone. So I make sure that I'm careful where my phone is, so that I don't do that. So those are the 50 quick questions 2019 in my video response to Simon at the Hermit's Cave. So interesting questions. I've loved doing it. It's been fun. So there we are. That's my video. That's my response. I'll put Simon's original video link below, and I know that other people have done responses too, and yes, it's a good tag. I've enjoyed doing it. If you haven't yet done it, and give it a go. It's a bit of fun, and it helps people get to know you a bit more, and gives you something if you want to get used to saying something to the camera, to making videos. You're struggling to know what to do as a video. This gives you a way in, and it's fun and it's easy to do. So there we go. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening, and hopefully you found my answers interesting. And I will see you all again very soon. Okay, bye bye.